try and show you without spinning my laptop again. So basically I have sage leaves in my mug, so I'm making my own sage tea. It has nothing else I did, it's just boiling water, and it doesn't have much of a taste, I don't think, in terms of what hits your taste buds, but the smell is very nice, so that's, you know, a pleasurable aspect, that's a good quality. So today I'm opening, I think this, I don't know, I mean I've had the Japanese cards before, but I don't think I've had any straight from the booster pack, as in a booster packet I've opened myself. So this is my first opening of a Japanese booster packet, I believe. Oh gosh, my hair is so messy, isn't it? This actually, wow, it's 2:12 PM already. But yeah, it's been very sleepy, having a lot of trouble sleeping again and stuff, so I'm still trying to I'm still waking myself up and getting ready, but I thought I would lunge into this. It's the 18th of December, so it looks like I will get at least one more video in before Christmas. Which is nice, can't read Japanese, although they normally have numbers. There's 11 there, but I think that maybe just means 11th Diamond and Pearl set. Because in Japan things are done differently. Even back in 2007, this is just DP era, Diamond and Pearl. Do I maybe get 6, because there's 104 out of 6, so maybe 104 cards in a set, somewhere down there, and 6 cards in a packet. I basically get less cards in a booster packet, I think, and so the price is cheap. Obviously now these are older cards, so this one packet cost me about £12, but at the time, well, though importing from Japan, I know this was a UK seller, but at some point it would have to have been imported along the line. I suppose adding custom and stuff, but if you're living in Japan, basically, I suppose would be cheaper per packet when they were more recent. But so when we have our UK sets, I don't know if you've been on Bulbapedia, you can learn a lot from there. They tend to fuse 2 Japanese sets to make one English set, so there may be like 50 cards in this set actually, probably, rather than 100. But I don't know, say Diamond and Pearl Majestic Dawners, that's what came to mind. I don't know, it's good kind of looks like artwork maybe from that era. A Diamond and Pearl base set, should have said on the listing actually, but there could be 100 cards in, 50 cards in a set, and then there's obviously the next Japanese Diamond and Pearl set, so the English will get a fusion of the two, and sometimes they leave cards out, sometimes we get extra cards, so that's how it goes. Let me check. Whoops, hello, do you mind? Son, what the heck are you on about? Oh right, okay, yeah, that was the other order that came in. Still waiting for 2 items from eBay. Dawn Dash, okay, Dawn Dash. So Dawn Dash may have helped make up Majestic Dawn, the English set, or another Dragon Fund. That wasn't Diamond Pearl, was it Dragon Frontiers? Yeah, I think it was. Gosh, there's so many now, I'm starting to forget. But anyway, this is my debut. Unfortunately, I cannot yet reach Japanese, although there's some English, you know, just a basic copyright and Nintendo/Creature/Game Freak, and so the 3 licensee holders for sale in Japan, only made in Japan. But yeah, I can't read the Japanese, but I would love to. There's a 9 there, so maybe there's 9, although that's what it was in English at the time, 9 cards per set. So as you can see, these are much more modern UK sets, a bit far away to see. DP is short for Diamond and Pearl, of course. So that's probably the set. Oh no, just, I don't know what that, maybe Diamond and Pearl in Japan, the Japanese counterpart was, and then that's probably the subtitle, was it Diamond Dash? There's something underneath there. We've got Leafeon and Glaceon on the front, so I was going to say it's more of a full art. They could get on cards themselves sometimes, but it's just that in the English set you have the subtitle below, the image in the middle, which you may be able to see on some of them. You have Pokemon at the top, then the subset, and the Pokemon image in the middle. In Japan, or at least for these sets, it's the Pokemon image at the bottom, making it look a bit larger, so it's a gold foil, and it's easier to undo than the English sets. Oh, and there's the set symbols. This was before dragon became a trading card element, so there's no dragon symbol. I can't undo it. I mean, I can undo it, but I can't unfold. Unfolding's harder than undoing in Japanese sets. So, I don't want to damage the cards. I said it was easier to undo, but there we go. Oh, and they have the classic Japanese backing. I can see what one of the cards are now, of course. I just wanted to show you one of the backing, what the backing was like. But no, that means I now saw that. So let's start with that card as well. And they feel different as well. They have a nice, very nice bold. I've got a holographic Pachirisu, sort of like Pikachu, sort of an electric mouse, Pika type animal. You can see there's an attack there that does 10 plus, and there's a 30 if you look carefully. So using skills of reasoning, and there's got just one colour synergy for another attack as well. So yeah, a minimum of 10, and it could be, and there's a 30 involved, so 10 plus. So presumably does 30 more damage. A typical thing to say would be flip the coin. And it was heads or sometimes tails maybe, but usually heads, or unless there's another effect, tails does something else sometimes, or but there's no reference to other damage, so maybe another effect entirely. But and obviously Japanese is a different language, so you've got to be careful not to assume you apply the same logic with English for when trying to decode. But basically, yeah, it looks like using trading card game logic mostly. 10 plus could be an extra 30 damage. I'm not sure if I have the English equivalent of this card. Plus 20 weakness and minus 20 metal. This is when they started changing because resistance was always set at minus 30 where there was one, and weakness double always. Although I think weakness still is always is double rather, but you can sometimes have weakness to 2 Pokemon, at least in the Ruby and Sapphire era. 0.4 meters, 3.9 kilograms. Interesting how they use the same Greek numbers. Oh, there's a 4 at the bottom, so I think it's the 4th Diamond and Pearl set in Japan. 2007. Kiwanubi Yoshida. Obviously the artists look the same because the artist is the artist, so we're used to seeing their names in the English sets. Oh, look at that Krabby. Kingler rather, yeah, of course. I was thinking, why is he chunky? That's Kingler. Evolves from Krabby. So you got 30, I'm guessing that's Vice Grip, excuse me, or Crab Hammer. Something like that. That deals 30. Then there's an 80. I don't know if you discard an energy, there's a bit of text there. Or it does more damage for each water energy, if that's like a water gun, but I don't think that's a water gun attack. I can't speak today, Mitsuhiro Harita, 90 hit points. I'm really losing my voice. I thought it was snowing earlier. There was a yellow, the Met Office issued a warning for the whole of Birmingham, or parts of Birmingham. I think it's ice, and they said there's something called freezing rain, a relatively rare phenomenon where it's, I can't remember the exact description, but yeah, just sort of icy rain. It can be dangerous on the roads and stuff. Provide dangerous, so be careful driving, but and walking, and cycling and all the rest. But I don't know. It looked like a mix of snow, but it's certainly not settling. I think it's rain. I think it's just raining. To be honest. I don't know what's going on. Jolteon evolves from Eevee, of course. Oh, and there's an Eevee as well. Where's my phone? Plus 20 minus fighting, weakness to fighting, minus 20 to metal. That could be a quick attack, I'm guessing. Jolteon and Eevee like to have. That's a quick attack for 20, I'm guessing that's maybe Thunder, and you might have to discard an energy for that, I wonder. Here's the Eevee, aforementioned Eevee. I do have those Galaxy bars sneaked out from the fridge after my big breakfast lunch combo earlier today, finishing off that chicken slice and the pasta, and I had about 5 mince pies, so you can tell it's almost Christmas. Only +10 to fighting, weakness, no resistance, so that might be lunge, I'm guessing. Flip a coin if Taos, this attack does nothing, that kind of attack. That could be call for family, because Evie often has a call for family and there's no damage involved. I have a Ruby Sapphire, unless it's a reprint of that card, Clan Ball, but the artwork is very similar. Something that deals 10, something that deals 20, it could be Bite, I'm guessing one is Bite, maybe the latter, the bigger one. No, I don't know, Bite might be 10. Then we've got Wind Goal, 50 hit points, +10 to electric, -20 to fighting, retreat cost of 1, tackle of course could have been one of Crample's, it's very generic attack. One of these attacks is surely you tackle, deals 10 and another deals 12. I'm guessing tackle and bites probably. Volbeat, I was about to say Loomis, a Volbeat. Very interesting board around the edges. A Pokemon ability, but I don't. Well, actually, no, I can see the symbol of a leaf energy, and knowing what leaf Pokemon are like, I think I can attack. I think I can surmise what this is. It's probably or at least a variant of moving leaf energies from one of your Pokemon to another. It could be attachable to Volbeat, or I think I might have even seen this card in the English set, but I know there's attacks. It could be to move. I know there are abilities like move as many energies as you like from one of your bench Pokemon to another. I'm thinking it's probably something like that. There's a fair bit of text, although again Japanese is a different language, of course, different rules and systems, but yeah, 70 hit points. There could be a bites maybe for 30, and a description underneath, and there's more. Okay, I was about to say last card. It looks like a Jewel Ball, or it's a silver, or a Level X Ball. Level X cards introduced yet. Can't really get any. Well, I can see there's a Ditto there. It's not the Pokemon Ditto, but the text is dittoed more or less at the end. So there's some repeat references. It looks like a 3 almost, but and the symbols before differ. So it could be asking search your deck for a basic Pokemon or an evolution Pokemon. Hence, yeah, maybe that references Pokemon or one of the letters. No, but a whole Pokemon with just one letter. I don't know. I noticed there is a 1 there. I just noticed in the middle. Can you see next to the sort of semicircle shape? So it could search your deck for one Pokemon or one evolution evolution card, I'm guessing, or the 1 could be to refer to a stage 1 evolution card, because I could write the heads flip there. If heads flip a coin, if heads flip a coin to see whether or not you can flip a coin, that'd be. I'm gonna have to do them at TCG. That'd be a really tough protocol. That'd really test you. And they'd do a nice unpredictability factor. A flip a coin if heads search your deck for A rather than 1. They often do say A, so yeah, the 1 could refer to a stage 1 card. That looks like is that not a rainbow energy, or just a single colourless energy maybe? I mean, it looks obvious, of course, it's just there's a lot of text underneath. I thought it might not be quite as simple as a colourless energy, but maybe it is. Yeah. And then there's a fighting energy, so 2 energy cards. But I'm building my Japanese collection. Oh, and that's Hunter in the same packet as the Clan Bell. So obviously the systems are slightly different for grouping cards, because obviously you get a different amount of cards and the sets are smaller. So I don't know if evolutions are grouped ever more tightly now. It's interesting the centering. I know my eyesight can be funny, but I think the centering's off slightly. It just looks slightly tilted. A piece of paper will do. No, I think it's my eyesight though. No, I think it's my eyesight. The plus, Yeah. Oh, that looks a little too much to the right. I'm not sure. But anyway, oh, an attack that doesn't use any energy. That could be cool for family or something maybe. And that looks like a Wolzigon 30 plus. So 30 plus damage. Yeah, and I think no, that's a darkness symbol. So maybe it does more damage. Oh, there's a 20 symbol, so we can see the amount. So there. So 20. 20 plus more damage for each darkness energy, I'm guessing, attached to Hunter. That would fit because he has like a darkness character to his watery character. So I don't know if there's a limit, but so it could be go from 30 to 50 and beyond. Minus 20 to electric, 1 retreat costs 90 hit points. Well, that was very good for my my first ever. That was very good in my first ever Japanese opening. 5, 6, 7, 8. You get 11 cards. English sets that were very slow to catch up in that. The Japanese went to back to 11 way before we did, because strictly speaking we now have 11 or more. You get a code card, you get a guaranteed energy, but they don't count that in the packet, but that should be counted, I think. Because that's all, part of the fun of the game, especially when you have, say, less than 20 cards in your first line out playing. You have to make your strategies, think, oh, will I get another energy I need in a booster pack, etc, etc. I love the random factor, finding energies you need, working out how to survive without them and stuff. But 11 cards, wow, they had 11 cards all the way back into, I'm not sure if I ever knew that. I'm sure I must have researched again and again, but for some reason I'm surprised. I'm double-barreled surprised. I'm just inventing new phrases again. This rain isn't easy enough, but Theresa May's career is. I should stop talking about Theresa May. How is it? Let's say that for a political video. So yeah, that I really enjoyed that. I hope you did. I will try to buy some more Japanese cards when I can, but I don't know if I'm pretty sure I won't be able to before Christmas, but maybe later on. So 11 cards back in 2007, that's more than 10 years ago, and presume this was in the first set, so even if they started such a Diamond and Pearl, that means, yeah. So, because it wasn't a Wizard's Coast. I read something the other day, might have been a mistake, but they were suggesting on YouTube that it was what's his name? Leon Hart. I think he was talking about the Neo sets, all of them, that they were the last produced by. No, I think he was talking about the E card. But he said that was a different video. Were the first set produced by. Pretty sure is because there's the. I've never opened a single packet because they're ultra rare. There's the Sky Ridge set, and I think they were produced by Wizards. And Legendary Collection was around that time as well. And even maybe Ruby and Sapphire, even though they just put Nintendo. I'm sure I read somewhere that they were actually produced by Wizards or something. There was some sort of confusion. It might have been part of their deal because obviously it's locked in a called. Excuse me, my throat's getting really funny again. The agreement is the precursor to Brexit. The legal wrangling. The pre-Brexit's illegal saga was Nintendo versus Wizards of the Coast, because there was discrepancy. Wizards of the Coast claimed something, Nintendo claimed you weren't allowed to make these cards, or so. I can't remember now. It's, they're having their love affair, whatever was going on, and obviously it ended the relationship. Wizards no longer have the right to produce Pokemon cards in any countries, as far as I know. Hoping my sage tea helps. Homemade, home brewed. So yeah, here legal negotiations referring to Brexit in the 2000s. It was Nintendo and Wizards of the Coast who were using up a lot of the legal attention for legal affairs. So maybe as part of the agreement that they were allowed to produce Ruben Sapphire backing on of the credit, but it's listening to be fair, Nintendo can sound a bit stern. I don't know that Wizards of the Coast were entirely innocent or whatever, but Nintendo can be a bit strict in the wrong sort of sense. We don't know. The legal papers are obviously private, so unless someone leaks them, we don't know what the agreement was. But I think we can guess. You can kind of guess what happened in the industry. That there's some sort of payoff, some sort of negotiating. To allow them to release 1 or 2 more sets, or I don't know, give them royalties or something. But anyway, so it wasn't until what was it? Diamond and Pearl was no. I think it was Our English. When wasn't it Our English that went up to 10 with Diamond and Pearl? Yeah, I think it was Our English that went up to 10 with Diamond and Pearl. So because then I was thinking, then X and Y, Black and White, etc. always stayed at 10, and then finally, although they still say 10, but getting you're rigged, guaranteed to get an energy card. It's actually 11 cards, and you get code cards if you play the online game. You get a whole booster packet as well, so you get two booster packets worth of cards really. So they've really sure the price has gone up to about £3 or £3.50 now, sometimes £4, depending on where you buy from, but the average is about £3.50. But 11 cards, wow, that's very interesting. So Japan were ahead. So that was very good. And I think that's all for now. Probably gonna regret putting so much sugar in me again after eating 5 mince pies, but it's almost Christmas, isn't it just?